Hello and welcome back. It's December, everybody. It's about £9:30. 600,000 euro bucks in the bank, and I'm about to cut down a tree. Now the problem is, this is actually a very nice tree. I do like silver birch, and I'm kind of reluctant to just drop it, but I think it's too big to safely dig out of the ground and reposition. So I think what we'll do is we'll say, I'm sorry, but you're going to go, and we'll plant 2 more silver birch somewhere else around the actual lands of the farm, just to make sure that we replace stuff. The reason I'm taking this out is because when we're cultivating this field, trying to turn around this thing is an absolute pain. There's a couple more dotted around that are in equally annoying positions. If I remember, that one in the corner straight ahead of me is also a bit of a pain. So I've got my chainsaw. It's time to do some lumberjacking. And I'm very glad we didn't have any crops in there. So I hope you are all well, viewers. It's lovely having you back here. If you aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It seems a very long and arduous journey trying to reach our first 1,000 subscribers, but if you can help me out by clicking that subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. And of course, that may even put a little crack of a smile on our friend Dusty's face. So this was the other one, and the only reason I want to take this one out is because it's right on the corner, and when we're coming around with a big trailer, we want to swing around. It's almost smack bang in the way of our turning circle, as you can see. So I'm going to drop this one as well, and that may well be it for now. Just the two lovely silver birch. I'm sorry guys, but you got to go. I'm down as low as possible here, just so I can make sure I can get the stump nice and low. Right. Christ, I nearly got smacked in the face by the log there. Okay, I'll try and lop off these branches, and then Dusty's going to head over with the telly, and we're going to drag these out of the way. Well, that's a pretty good job. I've got most of those extra branches off, and I've got a little pile of the bits left over up here. I don't really know what we'll do with those. I mean, we'll just burn them inside over winter, I presume. The leaves will crackle a bit, but that'll be all right. So if Dusty can pick this one up, then what I'll do is I'll head over and go and lop the other one, and then we'll get that off the track as well. We don't really want it laying on the ground. It'll only rot and do us no favours at all. So yeah, let me sort that out. Okay, there we go. Let me just move this little twig out of the way. Pop it there, that'll be fine. So another long length. I'm just wondering, we could keep these for over winter. That's fine. But if we were to take them down to the sawmill, then I'm wondering if they can turn them into planks. Then I'm wondering if they can turn them into something useful, like maybe some new pallets. I don't know if this lumber is big enough. It's not a very wide diameter trunk, but they might be able to, and it's worth finding out. So I wonder if I just chop these up a bit, and we'll get them on the back of our tiny little low loader, and we'll head them down there. Dusty, what I'm going to do here is chop these up into sensible lengths, and then we'll drop them on the back of our little blue flatbed trailer and take them down to the sawmill.
I don't think you'll get much for these, YouTube guy. They ain't got the girth.
No, I did wonder that myself, but it's worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah, there ain't no harm in trying. We got plenty of logs in the store for ourselves over winter. Are you thinking they might be able to output something we need?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping for some pallets, because we're going to need pallets for all of our vegetables and whatnot going on. So if we can turn these into pallets, that's a great step forward.
And if that don't work, then at least we've made our first bit of income since we've arrived here. I'll go grab the trailer, you cut these bad boys up.
Well, as you know, we have done a fair amount of lumberjacking, I suppose you would call it. Basically dealing with trees, forestry, that sort of thing in the past, and certainly in our survival series when Dusty and I started in Erlengrat, it was all about the logs and getting money out of a sawmill. So this is all very familiar territory for me, but it feels like a while since I've actually done anything with logs, so it'll be nice just to get back into it. And certainly this time of year there's not really a huge amount that we can do around the farm. We've got a bit of maintenance to deal with. I mean, some of these guys definitely need a wash. We've got a new power wash down in the main sort of yard area, so we'll give these all a bit of a spring clean ahead of time, because these are going to sit here and not be used for a while, so I prefer they were clean and oiled and ready for next season. The cows over in the cow barn are super happy. It is cold, as you can see. There's a bit of a frost on the ground. You can see the grass is all just a little bit pale and a bit crunchy underfoot, but they seem happy enough, so they're all good. They've got TMR and they're outputting milk, and we've got slurry, and yeah, they're happy. What we do need to do is go pick up some feed for the chickens though, so we can do that when we're heading that way towards the store. Well, long-time followers of this channel will be reminded of this situation, loading up logs on the back of a flatbed trailer. Oh god, do you remember the Flegel back in Erlengrat in the early days? That Flegel trailer did some serious miles. This all feels very much like we're repeating history in a way. Let me get these strapped on then. I'll go pick up those extra bits in a minute, and then we'll head down to the sawmill. Right, okay, Dusty, carry on. I'll see you at the next one. I'm just going to nip the branches off this one. There we go, much better. And then we can grab that one up. Right, I just think I'll just stick it on the back. There we go. Unstrap, restrap. Happy days. Let's see if we make any money on this. Find a little pile, and they might be able to do something specialist out of it. Maybe they'll chop it up and send it over to the carpentry and make some nice furniture out of it. We shall see. 2,400 euro bucks. We're in the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are making money at last. Right, let's go in and see the foreman then. Get some cash in the bank.
I must admit, I do love the smell of pine. Just makes me feel all happy inside. You cannot beat the smell of freshly sawn lumber.
Well, that's interesting. Just spoke to the guy in here, and they are sadly on the verge of shutting down. They are apparently in desperate need of, well, basically investment. And although there's a huge amount of trees in the area and there's a forest, this forest around us apparently is grown purely to feed the forestry industry. So this whole area was kind of, it's prefabricated. This wasn't a natural wood. And that kind of makes sense if you look at it. It does look like it's been planted and grown on, so it is properly maintained, but sadly they are not big enough as a small family team to kind of manage it, and it sounds like they're going to have to shut up shop. Unless, of course, they can find enough investment to, well, primarily invest in the actual sawmill over here, but also, sadly, as I was wandering over here, into the carpentry as well. If the carpentry goes, they said they don't think they can manage the entire operation. Now, we've managed carpentries before, and they were reasonably productive, so that's something I might have to talk to Dusty about. He's the lumberjack around here, quite literally a jack of all trades. I just wanted to come up. I just bent Dusty's arm and say, can we just have a stop? And I was right. I thought there might be some produce. What have we got? Lettuce? Red lettuce? Oh, this is fantastic. We are starting to create a proper little production chain. I don't think there's going to be anything in here. Ah, tell a lie. Tell a lie. What have we got? It's got to be strawberries. Yes, they are always the first ones to come out. However, this is not looking good. What have we got? Some blight? These are looking either droughted or diseased. I don't know. Oh, goodness me. I'm going to have to spend some time up here, I think. Dusty, the open plots are fine, and we've got some good veg. We've got lettuce and red lettuce, so that's all working. But inside the greenhouse, it's a disaster area. I think we've either got some sort of disease, or there's something else going on, but I haven't quite worked it out. I'm going to stick here if it's alright, just for a moment. Can you go and get the stuff we need from the store?
Yeah, no worries, computer guy. I'm gonna pick up some straw for the cows. You wanted me to pick up some wheat for the chickens and the ducks?
Yeah, if you could please. We stuck in a little bit of corn that we managed to pick up for cheap at the end of last month, but I think we do need to purchase a couple of crates. Until we've got an actual kind of process going on where we can feed our own animals, we're just gonna have to buy the damn stuff.
No problem. I'll pick up a couple of crates then. I'll come pick you up on the way back through.
Right, let's have a closer look then. So, pallets is fine. I just don't, they don't look very happy. Well, they're not dead. I just think they maybe need a bit of feed. So what's going on with the situation? We've got manure. Are we out of fertilizer? We might be. That makes no sense to me, why we need to have both fertilizer and manure, but, you know, that's the way it is. Okay, let's have a quick look on the old PDA. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of solid fertilizer, so I can just have a quick wander up to the store and get Dusty to stick in another pallet of that. That's fine. The other thing that's concerning me just a little bit is the state of water. Low on pallets there, but we know we're low on pallets. Oh, Jesus. That's our farm one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So actually, I was a bit concerned that water wasn't working as well as we hoped. It may be that the pipes are freezing, but that's the whole reason for having the big hopper, or tank as you will, so that this actually shouldn't freeze over, and so we can continue to automate our process. But if the pipe feeding it freezes, then at least we've got a head of water just to keep things fresh. So I think we need to pick up some solid fertilizer. That should resolve that issue. Straw's going to come in here as well, which Dusty's picking up. Okay, it's not a disaster. It's not a disaster. Do seem to spend a fair amount of time here in the John Deere shop, and that's mostly because we're spending an absolute packet. I'm sure we're keeping this business going. Right, I wanted to look at some additive for our silage. This is all screws and nails and bits and pieces. Okay, I'm going to have to get a salesman out here in a minute. But yeah, some additive just to make sure our silage is as tip-top as it can be. And also, I might as well have a look at the deals and see if they've got any sales on. Where the hell is everyone? I do love shopping. Oh, I do love it. But let's have a look at what's actually available in terms of the used vehicle sale. So we've got a baler we don't need. Oh, yeah, we don't need that. We got the Land Rover, so we definitely don't need any vehicles. Dynaflex. Oh, no. Header. Now, we will need one of those. That's a pretty good deal. 12% off. I tell you what, what's worth doing at this point is comparing this thing here on discount for 61 against something of a more reasonable size. Now, obviously, we've got all these tiny little baby ones, the Dutzfar, Capello. Yeah, they're just too small. And then if we come into Fendt, and I would rather keep the brand if we could, then we're looking at 30 foot, which is 9.2 meters. And then actually we get to the 40 footers. We've got the Dynaflexes and later on, what have we got? Yeah, the PowerFlow. That's pretty much it. So I think we might as well buy this while it's on deal. 70 grand normally, but 61,000 here. I think we've got to. And while we're back in the vehicle sale, what have we got here? That's a chipper, isn't it? Look at that thing. I mean, if we ever did properly get into forestry, this Cobra hybrid, God, Jesus, it's half a million. That's a huge amount. We don't need that now. Yeah, we don't need a wagon. Yeah, we don't need that either. And again, we're not into our forestry just yet. Although, having done a little bit this morning, it has kind of whet my taste buds for getting back into it again. The boys are all loaded on. And there is our header. Look at that. Oh, you know what I should have picked up? A header trailer. I wonder if they can deliver. They must be able to, mustn't they?
I was gonna mention this to you, YouTube guy. I saw this discounted in the sale. I'm glad you picked it up.
Right, and this rule that we've got about not spending money, I think it's insane. We've got like 500,000 left. Now, okay, maybe when we get to about 100,000, we should keep hold of that. But if we see something like this that we need and it's discounted, we've got to pick it up, Dusty.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I ain't complaining. I would have done the same thing. I just think we're both trying to adhere to some rule we've set up, but sometimes we've got to think about the big picture. So I'm happy, YouTube guy. Why don't we get the boys to deliver it back to the farm?
Yeah, I did wonder if they'd do that. It'd be much easier. We will have to buy a header trailer, but for now, if at least we can just get it to the barns, then we're laughing. We're not going to need it for, well, 6 to 8 months, are we?
Well, it depends what we put in the ground. But yeah, you're talking August, maybe July. I'll go speak to the boys. You want to drive the Fendt over to the greenhouse and offload your stuff there? I'll walk over when I'm done.
Well, that's jolly nice of Dusty. Let me actually drive my own tractor. Right, we'll get the back up. There we go. And I'll head over to the greenhouse and get that little bit unloaded. And hopefully that will fix the issue we've got with those plants. Oh, I've come down from the side. I don't like coming that way. It's a bit bumpy, but we're okay. We're okay. I just got to remember to take the road entrance when I've got a load on. Well, that seems to have done the trick. Everything seems happy. I tell you what, these plants ain't half hungry. They like their fertiliser, they like their manure. But looking at what we've had in terms of output, the quality of the produce is second to none. I think we're going to make an absolute packet on these when we come to sell. What I do need to do though is work out where we're going to store everything. We've got 3 pallets. Yeah, there's 2 there as we saw earlier. I don't know where to put them. We've got various bits of equipment down here. I suppose they could go in here. Kind of want to put them in storage. What have we got in here? I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, tractor, sprayer, pruner. Well, they could go in here. It's cool. There's a bit of air conditioning, so it'll keep things fresh until we need to deal with it. Okay, I can manhandle those in. There we go, 3 pallets there. Let's just step out and shut that back up. Keep everything nice and cool. Dusty's having a look in the greenhouse.
Fruit and veg really ain't my thing, but fair play to the computer guy. We know we made a killing on this stuff back in Erlengrad. I think he's got a real good handle on things over here.
Yeah, it's looking alright, isn't it, Dusty?
Yeah, I was just saying as much to the viewer. I think we'll do okay here. Just gotta keep on top of things. But that's the same with any operation.
Well, the greenhouses are good for now. They've got everything they need, so I'm super happy with that. On the back, we've got our feed for our chickens. We've got a bit of straw. And like I said earlier, we've got some of this mixed stuff that goes in with our silage. So Yeah, I'm going to have to work out how that works. No idea, but if it's going to make everything better, we might as well give it a go. Right, back to the farm. Doesn't take long driving up and down. It's just long enough to be annoying, if you see what I mean, but not too far. Not like Erlengrat, where we had such a long distance to drive to get right into the centre. Right, let me unstrap Dusty, hold on. Don't whack me in the back of the head with them forks. Let's get that off. That, and that, and that. Right, lovely. Well, that was a tasty bit of skill, watching Dusty do that, flipping over the bale fork with the pallet fork there. Well, it is snowing, and it's not going to let up. Looking at the forecast, this is now in for the rest of certainly the month, maybe even into January. I think we're going to be stood in a thick white blanket of snow in not a very long time.
I think the birds will be happy over winter. That's a good couple of months of wheat and corn they've got in there.
Yeah, I'm super glad we got that done, Dusty. Shall we pop inside and grab ourselves a nice hot drink?
Well, Jesus, take a look out the window there. Snow's coming in sideways. How'd you like your coffee, YouTube guy?
Yes, that's really good coffee, Dusty. Where'd you get it from? It's not instant, is it?
I went on your computer thing, went on this place called Amazon, and bought myself a coffee machine. It's one of them bean to cup things. Makes the best coffee we've ever had around the farm.
Yeah, that is good coffee, Dusty. Good beans. Cheers for that. That's a nice little treat.
You're welcome. But I know you wanted to talk about something, YouTube guy. What's on your mind?
So this is always a dead quiet time of the year, isn't it? We know that. We've got the animals sorted, that's great. They will continue to do their thing. And that's probably a good reason to have animals, so that we can, you know, be generating some sort of long-term income over the winter months. But I think we've been here long enough now that we should start investing in this overall goal of 50% ownership of the local area. 50% of the map is going to require investment. And to do that, we need to start generating our income. Now, yes, the cows are going to be doing that with milk, and obviously then the manure ends up going down to the greenhouses. We've got our grass, which creates this kind of chain between silage and feeding cows. And possibly, if we get some sheep, I'd like to get some sheep in here. Grass will do that. Grass produces hay. And so there's that whole kind of chain dynamic going on. But there are two things I think we need. First of all, we need some way of turning that milk into a real profit, but I want to be right at the end of that production chain. And the other thing is, we know we make money on lumber, always. Forestry, there's a whole ton of it out there, and given that we found out earlier that the sawmill is likely to be shut down if they can't generate a profit, I feel like there might be some sort of business opportunity there.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got. We could stick in a couple of K down there and get our feet under the table. Might help the local family business, might generate us an income.
Precisely. Now, I'm not a big fan of forestry, as you know, but I do appreciate that it generates a decent revenue. And at the end of that, we may find that we can produce things that are useful to our own production chain, such as pallets that we use for our fruit and veg.
Alright, so we're sold. We're invested in a local business. We could always have a look at picking up the dairy. I know that's for sale. So what do you want to do? Forestry or the dairy?
Now that is a good question. Tell you what, Dusty, let's stick another coffee in a flask and let's drive into town. We can flesh this out on the road. Well, it's nice to not be doing the driving for a change. I'll sit and have a look out the window. Happy cows, they don't seem to mind the weather so much. Yeah, the snow is going to settle any time now, I reckon. Ah, Dusty, you're looking sharp, I must admit.
It don't do a man no good to turn up to a business meeting looking like a tramp. I put on my best leather jacket, slacks and boots. I got my white hat, that's for the weather, see, blend in. I'm good to go, YouTube guy. You lead the way.
Well, we're here at the dairy, so I think that pretty much gives you an idea of the route we chose to go down. We're meeting with the current owner and the real estate agent inside. Let's get this deal done.
Well, the handshakes are done. 70 grand in the hole, but we get to keep the staff. Operation just keeps rolling as it has been. The guy who sold it's pretty happy. He wanted out of the business long ago. I think this is gonna work for us, YouTube guy.
Yeah, Dusty, I'm properly happy with that. So now we've got a production chain from front to back. We've got our grass and our timber and our cows, and now we've got our dairy. This is brilliant. Our first proper production chain is about to get underway. And with that in mind, I think it's time to head back to the farm. It is about 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun is dropping. It's December. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's a good place to wrap this part up. Join us again for the latter half of December in next episode, and let's get this production chain underway. But until then, take care. Bye-bye.